Hey guys, Bice Bump here, bringing you this Kurog Mythic Unholy Guide. We're going to take a look at my kill from yesterday, where I got the current, I think it's rank 2 kills. Unfortunately can't put rank 1 in the title, but oh well. I still feel like it would be useful to discuss this fight, talk about the talent setup, as well as the specific rotation. For talents, this is what I'm running. It's quite a classical standard kind of single target build, but you can notice I go into Unholy Ground actually, and that's because in this fight we're going to have lots of 2-target cleave. You might think that like a disease build will do better here. However, this fight on Mythic is like a lot of 2-target cleave, and you also want like full single target priority. Obviously you can run the raid disease build, but that would do worse on 2 targets, so this is why I do like Launch Shadows version. Other than that, it's just book standard everything like we usually run. Anyway, let's just start it off, and I will discuss my rotation, because I feel like there's a lot of things I think about here which you could possibly apply to when you kill it. Just to start off, I'm going to use Definite on opener. This is kind of like new tech, but for some people, if you sim it, Definite with Unholy Ground is an upgrade in the opener. So I'm going to do double Definite, and obviously, since it's 2 targets, that's kind of like what we would do. But other bosses, that could also be a potential play. It's not always the best. The boss has to stand in Definite for the entire duration, that kind of thing. But you'll see me use it here. That is because I use it, because it's both a single target upgrade and it works best for AoE. Other than that, it's just the normal army, outbreak, double fester, arbiter, dark transformation, double call. Just to need like open attack with bloodlust, and all assault macro, then another coil, and off we go. Alright, let's just play this, and I will just narrate what happens. I've tried to think quite a lot about my Fester right window here. We're going to talk about that, but let's just start with opener. So double Fester, we use our arbiter and dark transformation, and then we do normal macro. Alright, once I depleted all my runic power, right, I pop down my AMZ and pop down Definite. The raid takes taken damage, so what this will do is that it's going to generate lots of runic power for me, which is going to be very useful. I also use Berserking. I do delay that up a little bit, so I get that towards the end of my opener window. I am responsible for soaking here, so I will actually pop my MS and soak that. Alright, so I do have Definite ready in 5 seconds, but I'm going to delay that because I want to first use my Apocalypse and Dark Transformation, and then use my Definite. You can see I did start my Festival window a bit earlier there. It should start with Apocalypse, but that's kind of fine. Stack out some wounds on the main target, because I prepare for pop down my Definite next. Right, if I pop down that early, it's going to push down my wound count, which is going to make it difficult for me to Apocalypse. That's why I wait with it. Alright, we are going to tab target and do some Soul Reapers here. Thing is that the ad wasn't dying very quickly at this point, so I felt, you know, spending 1 GCD for that big potential, we can crit for like 100k, was worthwhile at this point. I'm focused on keeping up all my buffs here, so there's going to be lots of death calls. A death call is a huge damage dealer here because it cleaves, right? Make sure that my force 2 set is always active. We've got our next set of cooldowns here. I'm going to prepare that. So we've got Apocalypse, DT, into an Whole Assault. And then we'll make sure to death call quite quickly afterwards, because my Icy Talons was about to drop. Right, boss is soon going to transition. We're going to move in and then he's going to do his cast, and that's going to be interrupted. And then we're going to kill the Storm Mad. In intermission, I'm going to try and dot everything up as much as possible. I'm going to leverage my Definite Cleave whenever I can. Other than that, there's not too much to do. Do make sure to use a pet attack macro here, so that your pet actually gets off the boss. I put the passive and then active again to manage that. You can also just do pet attack. When the fire dude comes in, I'm going to dot that up, and we're going to prepare for a Definite window here, which is not ideal because we have our pot coming up, so I'm going to have to like spend a lot of this window just not pressing Launch Shadows. But I don't care too much. Like the single target's but important here. Sure, it's nice to get some cleave, but I don't bother too much. We're going to wait for everything to group up again, and then we're going to pop out a second Definite probably. I should be using my Grief Torch here soon. Let's see if I realize that it's up. probably soon. Gonna Soul Reaper the ad to get some nice extra damage there. And then probably gonna Grief Torch at some point. It's quite nice to have Clawing Shadows here. As you can see, we let's Grief Torch. We do end up coming out of range as people, you know, kite away the fire, and you know, it's so nice to have Clawing Shadows at that point because it means that we can keep up our DPS. I'm going to use Apocalypse and DT here, but I won't use Unholy Assault. The plan here is to use Army as soon as the boss becomes active again to deal that very good priority damage. Just to say it, right, Frost is generally better on this fight. It will do more overall, and it has much better two-target cleave, yeah? But Unholy will absolutely blast the boss. So I only nearly do, I think, 32 million to the boss this try, which is like a couple million ahead of the next one. So it's really, really powerful for that specifically. And we nearly wipe because of the enrage. So picking Unholy to do that priority boss damage is very important. Now, Army's up. We have our DT winner coming up soon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop Army. I'm going to do double Festa. And then we're going to do Arbiter DT, double call here because we've got a proc. And then we go for Unholy Assault macro. We get PI. We're going to pop down Death Decay. I need to save my aim Z here because it's signed. I'll pop up Berserking as well, get that towards the end. Pop down another Death Decay, and we're just gonna blast here. We see Arbiter, it does 1.5 million, which is very respectable for a non-lost one. That's what you can expect when you get good good PIs, yeah. Yeah, you can see here someone died, so use my Grief Torch. That's always nice. Pop down our Death Decay here to just get some Clawing Shadows cleaving these guys. They generally die themselves, so it's kind of not that much of a worry. Oh, we did have quite a big gap there, so that's a mistake. So I popped DT and then I waited with Apocalypse for like 5 seconds. That's not going to buff the ghouls, so I could have done better there. I should have set up more wounds on the main target. We do the dance back and forth. Boss is starting to hit in Soul Reaper range, so we're just going to start spamming Soul Reaper on him. Alright, we'll move out. Always nice with Clawing Shadows, even though there's mechanics on the boss, we can just move out. We got the ads coming in again, and we got another death, so we can use another Grief Torch. Pop down. Oh, we didn't have to think here, sorry. We've got our next set of cooldowns coming up here. This ad has to die now before he finishes this bedrock, and he does like a frontal. If it does the frontal, he's going to one-shot the tank, so he needs to die at that point, and we just barely kill him. All good. So back to boss. We have another death again, so that means I can use a Grief Torch here and add. We're going to kill the Frost one here. And then we're going to use this tech. We kind of like, we control who gets the different... Oh, Jesus. I got some aggro there because it was something weird with the taunts. Unfortunately, or luckily for me, the mage drew aggro, so I survived. Anyway, we could do a technique where kind of when you do the soaks, everyone soaks except 2 immune targets, and then those 2 immune targets will soak the next ones, and you can guarantee that. Furthermore, the people that get the ability that you need to run out with, if they stand close to the Earth Guy, they are guaranteed to get it. So in this instance here, for instance, I am using my aim Z. We can see those 3 people, they use a cooldown so they can move out. And they guarantee that they get it by doing proper positioning. Got the double immunes here. I'm keeping using Soul Reaper here. See if you can see some good crits. It's hard to see. Definitely K into some Clawing Shadows cleave. And then we use maybe an extra Soul Reaper. Alright, this scenario I'm not going to use my Apoc and DT. I'm saving them for the final set of cooldowns here. This guy is just going to get killed. It's not that stressful. He's going to become enraged soon, but it doesn't matter. We just need to prepare ourselves for when we are going to pop all our cooldowns in the next phase. And that's going to be similar as the opener. You do Army, double Festa, and then everything else. Alright, here I'm kind of chilling. I want to get my runes ready. After a while, I pop my Army, double Festa. There we go, Gargle, DT, Apoc, Death Call, all the assault. Pop my second. Let's see, second potion. Going to use AMS to get some bit more soaking. There we go. Pop the circing. Just blasting the boss at this point. Alright, we've got another beefy one, 1.4 million. That's also something I'm very happy about. With PI, that's the kind of number I'm happy about. Without PI, we're happy with like 1.2 million, something like that. So that it does make a big difference. We help in Soak. I'm going to pop my IBF to make sure I don't die. We have my second set of DT epochs. I'm going to use those ASAP. And then we have Grief Torch we can also use here. There we go. Also making sure to leverage my Soul Reaper as much as possible. I did pop down Death Indicator. I want some clears so I can leverage the wounds off the ad there, but unfortunately it was bad timing, so it ran away almost immediately as I did it. Oh well, it's not that big of a loss, so whatever. Anyway, boss is going to die. I'm going to reach 94k DPS and end up at, like, as I said, 32 million boss damage overall. Cool. I hope this video will be useful to you when you engage this boss. As I said, there's lots of thinking about when to time your cooldowns, when to use your Death Decay windows, that kind of thing. I mostly do it in first phase because after that point I do mess up a little bit, but oh well. Thank you very much for watching. Comment down below, upvote, downvote, consider subscribing. You know the deal. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.